Central has an international flavor. How good was Louis Oosthuizen's win at St. Andrews? We asked his peers teeing it up at the Canadian Open. Hear what Ernie Els said about his role in assisting another South African major champion. John Feinstein asked this question: what would we think about Oosthuizen's feat if Tiger had been the one to do it? And John Hawkins answers the question some are asking: is Tiger capable of such feats again? All that's left for Charles Barkley? Swinging left-handed? Well, there's nothing left before we start Golf Central right now.
Golf Central, brought to you by Titleist.
And welcome to Golf Central. Scott Walker with you for the next half hour. The host site of the RBC Canadian Open this week is the St. George's Golf and Country Club. It may be the only club on tour that has a curling facility on its site. It has not hosted Canada's national championship since 1968, so the players are seeing it for the first time this week. Dave Marr is our man on the scene this week, just outside of Toronto, and he joins us now with the latest. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Scott, and thanks a lot. I tell you, the players right now are just focusing their games and honing their games for the 101st Canadian Open. But early in the week, all the chatter has been about a man who until a week ago was really unknown to many casual golf fans, but since then has proven he's got the talent to stick around for quite some time. It may take a while for Louis Oosthuizen's 7-shot win at the 150th Open Championship to be fully appreciated. The South African's victory, on Nelson Mandela's birthday no less, was the most dominant performance at a major in a decade. But it wasn't the first time Louis ran away from the field.
The first time I played with him was the South African PGA, and he absolutely smoked us. I played with him the first 2 days, and it was flawless golf. It was, like a machine. And, I said, this guy's going all the way, and for many, many years, as solid as he is.
The accomplishment was impressive to those who watched from afar, but even more so to those who witnessed up close.
He took apart the best field by 7. Okay, he should have buried the last one. I don't know what he was thinking.
To do what he did on Saturday and Sunday was kind of a whole another level, I think. To play that good, I don't think people realize how hard it really was blowing.
His golf swing is so good, even bad thoughts don't affect it. Think about that for a second. He swung the club so perfect last week that even if he was feeling bad, he was still going to go and hit his ball where he's looking. It's ridiculous. It's so good. It's so up and down. There's no angles in it. It's just ridiculous. And he hits it 44 miles with no effort. It's gorgeous.
And while the name might be unfamiliar to many, the game is most certainly not, especially to those accustomed to South Africa's Sunshine Tour.
I think we were a little surprised that he wasn't winning more earlier.
Always knew how great a swinger of the club he was, great ball striker, and that's, he got his first win in Europe not too long ago, and now it's just kind of maybe a little explosion and show off really what a talent he is.
Have a guy like Louis, he's a great ambassador, not only to the game, but obviously to South African golf, and I've known him for a number of years now, and he just seems like the nicest guy, and you've got to root for guys like that, and I don't think this is the last time we're going to see him. I think people got an understanding of how good he can play, and I think he's going to go on to bigger and better things.
Champions from the southern part of Africa have proven to have some great staying power over the years, from Bobby Locke to Gary Player to Nick Price, Retief Goosen, and Ernie Els. Scott, don't be surprised if Louis adds his name to that distinguished tradition of multiple major title holders.
Well, David, thank you. And no Canadian has won his national championship since 1954. Mike Weir will look to change that, and he'll play with Fred Couples, who's not only in the field, but playing with Canada's favorite golfer in our Thursday coverage. That begins at 2:30 on Thursday afternoon. Mike Weir also brought a number of notable players and celebrities to the St. George's on Monday for his second annual Mike Weir Charity Classic. Weir, still a wildly popular sports star in his home country 7 years after his Masters victory. Stephen Ames, not a native of Canada, but he's a Canadian citizen who lives in Calgary, and he carried the Olympic torch earlier this year. Samuel Jackson, one of the celebrities to tee it up. The event raised $350,000. As Sean O'Hare, also one of the players, gets an early look at St. George's. Now, back in 1999, Ernie Els was already an icon in golf and in South Africa. He started his own foundation to help underprivileged kids in South Africa maximize their potential both on and off the golf course. He had not yet won an Open championship himself. Now, one of the first kids to benefit from the foundation, Louis Oosthuizen, has won the Open championship himself.
I'm not the only player giving back. You know, I mean, a lot of tour pros, you know, you get to a certain stage in your career and you want to give back. And I was very fortunate to have, you know, family around me that could afford me to go play golf tournaments around the world. I could see while playing in these tournaments that there were a lot of kids that were struggling, you know, with money, with a lot of talent, and some of these kids never really came off. You know, they couldn't pursue their dreams, and I always wanted to give back and try and help kids in South Africa from any background. So we started this foundation about 11 years ago now, and